Today I'm going to show you how to replace the lifters in this 5.3 liter powered GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, Chevy Tahoe, Chevy Suburban, any GMT 900 truck with the active fuel management 5.3 liter, 6 liter, 6.2. This engine has the notorious active fuel management system, and the lifters fail all the time. You'll get misfires and ticking sounds and things. In order to replace these lifters, you do have to remove both the cylinder heads. So let's get started. Disconnect the battery. First, remove this engine cover. Just pull it off. Loosen the hose clamp at the throttle body with an 8mm socket. Detach the upper radiator hose from the intake silencer box. It's held in with this little plastic clip. Loosen the hose clamp at the mass airflow sensor. Pull this PCV breather tube. Grab hold of the back of the silencer box and pull up. Get it out of that bushing, and then pull it away from the throttle body, like that. And then just pull it away from the mass airflow sensor. Take a 15mm and bear down on the belt tensioner. Let's remove the belt from around the alternator. Take a 10mm and remove the charging line from the back of the alternator. Squeeze this black plastic tab on the regulator connector and pull it out. Take a 15mm and remove the two lower alternator bolts. And take a pry bar, just pry up on the alternator. Wiggle it out of there. There we go. Ouch. Disconnect the throttle body. Slide this gray tab back, and then push on the black middle tab. Get it out. Get rid of this Evap vacuum line. There's a little plastic tab on the back there that you push. And then you just pull it up. That's what the tab looks like. Remove these three 10mm screws that hold this plastic cover on. Take a 10mm and remove this nut. Get that up out of there. I usually just thread the nut back on there. Tighten it down so it doesn't fall into something. Lift up this tab on the map sensor, pull it out. And just kind of get the harness away from the manifold as much as you can. Pull this vacuum line here. They get pretty stuck. Now you have to disconnect the fuel line. So pry up on the back part of this retaining clip. of there. Now you're going to need a special removal tool to disconnect the fuel line. And they look like this. It's just called a disconnect tool, quick disconnect tool, 3/8. Get a bunch of paper towels or shop rags or something and stick it under the fuel line. A lot of fuel is going to come out. And this is not the time to be smoking a cigarette or whatever. How to use this disconnect tool, just take it, split it open like that, get it around the line, and then insert it into the fuel line. And you kind of swing it around to disconnect the spring clip inside. And I like to cover it up with paper towels because it's going to spray fuel everywhere. There we go. Just like that. Actually, we didn't get much fuel out of this one. There it comes. See the spring clips inside there. That's what this tool spreads out, so it releases from the fuel rail. Now disconnect all 8 fuel injectors. Lift this green locking tab up, and then push the gray middle tab. Pull it out. See, they got these locking tabs that slide up and down. Do that for each one. And I'll bank one. Get all the wires away from the manifold. Disconnect this Evap Purge valve. Just pull this tab and then pull it out. Like that. Push down on this white tab and pull out this Evap line. Take an 8mm socket and remove all the bolts for the intake manifold. These bolts stay with the manifold. They don't pull out. And this last one back there is kind of tricky to get to, but you can get to it. Alright, now it's time to pull the intake. Just work it forward, lift it up to get the bolts out of the bolt holes, and then work it around the harness. Make sure the harness goes above this plastic cover on the back of the intake. Disconnect the brake booster hose. Yep. Intake manifolds out. I'll get rid of these styrofoam things. Take a shop vac and clean up all the stuff that was under the intake manifold. Now disconnect the oil pressure sender and the valve body wiring harness. Now you can remove the valve body just to get an idea of why these things fail. Start with the middle bolts. Work your way out. There's 3 in the back. Those are loose, just get them out of there. Some bolts will come out with these plastic sleeves on them. Just leave those on the bolts. Now take a pry tool and gently pry up on the valve body manifold. Pick it up and pull it out of there. Turn it around. This one's somewhat clean, but what you have to look for are particles in these screens. And this one's got, it's got a bit of them. Now with the valve body removed, take the shop back again and go over the edges to get all the stuff that removing the valve body broke up. The best thing to do with these valve bodies is to just get new ones. The part number is printed right next to the oil pressure sending unit where it says Delphi, and they're only like 150 bucks or something. That's cheaper than the time it'll take to take this thing apart and clean it and everything. Just clean it up a little bit, get all the loose stuff, and I sit it back on the engine just to keep it covered. A couple of bolts in. Now I have to remove the cylinder heads.